Hello, this is my book review of the book Booby Trap by Michelle Moore, and I am a manual lymphatic drainage therapist. So this review is going to be focused for my fellow manual lymphatic drainage therapists that are helping people after explant surgery because of breast implant illness. And that is the content of the book. Michelle Moore had breast implant illness, and this is a little bit of her personal story and sharing what she went through, and also some advice that she has for other ladies who are going through this journey of figuring out if they have breast implant illness and having the explant total capsulectomy surgery for reducing possibly their breast implant illness symptoms. So I am looking at this book as a resource for my fellow MLD therapists, and let's look at it and see what our clients are potentially learning from this book and books like this to better understand what they are going to ask us and what they are doing as far as their breast implant illness before they come to us for lymphatic massage therapy. So this specific book is, Michelle's book is focused on her journey, and it's really good to understand that she is involved in beauty pageants, and she has a strong Christian faith and Christian beliefs. So we see this over and over again throughout the book. So if you had a client that's going through this explant journey and they're saying, hey, do you know any books that I should read? If they had gotten to have their breast implants because of their work in pageants, or they have a strong Christian faith, this might be a good book to recommend to them. So I'm going to go over in 3 parts this book. First, I'm going to share some information that is generally under like clinician presence. So the tips I pulled from this book that we as massage therapists can use to make our interactions with people with breast implant illness better. And then I'm going to look at some of the main themes she comes to in this book. And finally, I'm going to give off a few pieces of very specific advice that she's giving to her readers that I think is valuable to understand. So let's start with the clinician presence. I really like how she showed us her journey, and the first thing that really caught my eye is she was talking about how she feels when she reads things that talk about self-reported symptoms, the use of the term self-reported, and how that can make her and also our clients kind of feel like, when you're using the term self-reported, does that mean that you're inferring that they don't really have these symptoms? This is just something that is all in their head. The second one is a very interesting insight that I hadn't specifically thought of, but is very useful to us as lymphatic massage therapists. If someone is coming to us in the few weeks or the week before surgery, and that is just knowing and be cognizant of the fact that for 2 weeks to 1 week before surgery, surgeons will often have clients go cold turkey off of a lot of their medications, a lot of their supplements. So this is a time of change in the client's body. Not only are they dealing with anxiety symptoms, which we know many people are anxious before surgery, but they're also not taking the usual supplements that they take. So we also need to be aware of, are they feeling any symptoms that are possibly coming from them coming off of supplements and prescription medications as they prepare for their surgery. Also, she talks about how in her case, her breast implant illness symptoms seem to increase before her menstrual period came. So that's always something that we can ask our clients, especially if they're coming to us after their explant surgery and they're talking to us about how their symptoms have changed, or maybe after the last massage it was different feeling than the other massages that they've had with you. Ask them, do you think it might be a factor are you menstruating? Are you really close to your next menstrual period? Interestingly, in this book, she uses a lot of different modalities that massage therapists can have experience in as part of her long-term recovery, as part of her self-care after her explant surgery. She has a few paragraphs on how she regularly goes for craniosacral treatments, she regularly goes for Rolfing treatments, and she regularly uses a vibration plate. So that's very interesting to read in this book. So if there's any therapists out there that are using vibration plate, if you're raw for structural integration, if you are using craniosacral therapy, it would be so valuable for you to learn more about breast implant illness. So if these clients are coming to you and they have breast implant illness, either before or after capsulectomy, the total capsulectomy surgery, the explant surgery, that you know about what their healing journey that they are on. So she also had a really interesting concept that can be something that we can think about as therapists, and that is, do people who have breast implant illness blame themselves for getting their breast implants in and view their recovery as kind of this suffering during their recovery as their punishment? Like, this is what I deserve. I'm the one who put the breast implants in. So this, in her view, can come manifest as an unrealistic healing timeline. They will say it's a punishment to themselves if they aren't instantly better instantly after their surgery. So this is important for us to understand what's maybe going on with our clients emotionally after their explant. So let's talk about some themes that I really liked in this book. She has the term, we're growing through what you're going through. So the theme of, you are on this explant journey, but let's try to grow from this experience. She also talks about expanding the definition of being beautiful, and the definition of what is beauty can change as you're going through this explant journey, can change as you're recovering from your surgery. And we should also note that it can change since the point where the client had the implants placed. So some people get breast implant illness symptoms really fast after their implant, but for a lot of people, it's 7 to 10 years after their breast implant until they're finally starting to think of explanting, to really think of connecting the dots. Are the symptoms that they are having actually breast implant illness symptoms? So not only have their implants been in for years, but they are aging as well, and they are going through the human life cycle. And what we think is attractive and beautiful at 25 is different than at 35 and at 40. So just the understanding that we can expand the definition of being beautiful. And then the final theme that I'm going to touch on is that she invites her reader to not define themselves by their disease, to not become so, hold on so tightly to their symptoms and see themselves as someone who has breast implant illness first, and define themselves by the disease. And she talks a little bit more about that in the book. So let's go on to the final part of my review, where I share some very specific things that she recommends that I think are valuable for us to know. The first thing she says is she recommends that her readers keep a symptom chart, an ongoing chart of their symptoms, so they can see if some of their symptoms are waxing and waning over time. In the week before the surgery, so if they have explant, the total capsulectomy surgery, she recommends to her readers, go ahead and get that whole house professionally cleaned or clean it yourself. But for a lot of people, they will have a lot of symptoms of breast implant illness. So this is a time where you can have the house professionally cleaned. Get a blowout, and that's specific, like at the hairstylist salon, so that your hair, you don't have to feel like your hair is not attractive, and you can go ahead and have nice hair for a few days to a week after your surgery before you really go in and have to wash it again. And to not have nail polish. You can have the manicure and a pedicure, but to leave the nail polish off the hands, especially the thumb, and the index finger, because these are the fingers that the oxygen saturation little machine will hook onto to make sure that you're healthy during the surgery. And she has a really great concept that she returns to in detail several times over the book, and that is the concept of making sure you're as well as you can be before surgery. So in medical speak, that's called prehabilitation, and so she talks about that, like your nutrition, your exercise, your well-being, your stress levels, all these. Try as much as you can, she tells to her reader, to optimize them to make yourself as healthy as you can be before the surgery. And she does, like many other authors of books on breast implant illness, share the personal supplements that she takes. And she talks a little bit about, detox reactions after the surgery. But this, we can take and understand that if our clients are seeing this over and over in different books on breast implant surgery, this may be a reason why they are taking the supplements. And it's important for us to know about the different supplements that people can possibly put on their health history form as they're coming to us for lymphatic massage and massage therapy after their explant surgery. She talks several times about Facebook groups and how important it was for her journey to have social support, and she recommends Facebook groups by name for people to go ahead and join those groups, to be in a place with like-minded women. And she talks about the power of prayer, and that you can post and get support from the people on Facebook groups. You can also have people in your community and in your faith ask and get prayer from them, and ask them to pray for you as the reader's going through their explant journey. She also talks about reframing exercise, and she talks about a reframing exercise, and that is some of the mindfulness exercises she has. So she reframe all your negative thoughts into more positive thoughts. And she asks the reader to list 10 reasons why they're awesome. And these little exercises for mindfulness and for mental self-care are kind of sprinkled through the book. I like that as well. And then finally, another really good mindfulness exercise, I consider it a mindfulness exercise that she shared, was she encouraged her reader to unfollow social media that is glorifying larger breasts. And I think that's really good for the mental self-care of someone, especially right after the explant surgery. If there are social media sites or like catalogs, businesses that are selling clothes, and you always see a larger breasted woman in the clothes, bikini pics of women with larger breasts, this isn't necessarily the social media that is really going to make you feel happy after your explant surgery, when the client is dealing with changing self-image of their own breasts. So I thought that was really great advice that she shared with her readers. So I think this book is a really great resource for lymphatic massage therapists who are helping people after explant surgery. And if you want more information on breast implant illness and the theories behind breast implant illness, I have a continuing education class. I'm a NCB TMB approved provider. And it's a fully online class. It's 8.5 continuing education units for massage therapists. It's called Massage After Breast Implant and Explant Plastic Surgery. So it covers both massage after people have their breast implants in and massage after people have their breast implants removed, as well as briefly covering other types of breast surgeries. And so I'll link to that in the comment section. And if you are looking to get lymphatic massage and massage therapy from someone after your breast implant or after your breast explant surgery, I have a provider's directory that's nationwide, so you can find someone in your area, which is especially useful because a lot of people will travel out of state or not locally to find the surgeon that they trust to give them their total capsulectomy explant surgery. So it's valuable to be able to look at a list and see if there's someone on the massage therapy list that can help you, that's in your hometown, that your explant surgeon that is across the country may not necessarily know about. So that provider directory is also going to be linked in the description box of this video. Thank you so much.